Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is March 10th, and right now we're looking at the visible satellite imagery. We've got the Doppler radars overlaid. You can see the state of California. Look at this narrow, cold frontal rain band with some very heavy rainfall in it, some gusty winds just now starting to impact portions of Northern California, sliding down the coastline today, but it will be weakening as it does so that it could bring some rainfall down towards the Bay Area. Then we've got another system to go after that. Then we've got an interesting inside slider showing up in some of the extended runs. We'll look at those details. Then we'll take a look at the ridge building along the west coast of North America. If we dive into things here, you can see we've got winter weather advisories across Northern California, some of the Klamath Range, or some high wind warnings. I think those are set to expire here shortly, but it's going to be pretty blustery and windy with the arrival of that frontal system as it moves down the coastline. So there are still some wind advisories up for that. You can see the precipitation amounts here, Shelter Cove, inch and a half maybe, and some mountain snows here as well. And this is Medford, Oregon, talking about the snow levels 3,500 to 4,000 feet. And yeah, so you got some winter weather driving out there. Be careful if you're driving back forth on I-5 across the California-Oregon border and across the higher terrain. You guys know the drill. Moderate snow, Sierra Nevada here. This does include all the way through Tuesday morning. They downgraded this from a winter storm watch. Actually, it's not a downgrade really. They just put the winter storm watch down to winter weather advisory. 6 to 10 inches above 5,000 feet through early Monday, then 3 to 6 above 5,000 Monday evening through Tuesday, wind gust to 45. So it can be impactful there. So don't let your guard down for that. Be ready for those winter driving conditions. And this is looking at the Sunday through Monday snowfall forecast. You can see on I-80, Donner Peak, 4 to 6. That can make a mess of things out there, so heads up for that. And you can see 4 to 5,000 feet, and then lowering 3 to 4,000 feet by Monday morning. Some moderate impacts possible. So taking a look this morning at some of the wind gusts, look at these well up into the 60s here. If I click on that one here, that's Crescent City, 61 miles per hour. So that frontal system is going to be swooping down here with some strong winds. And again, it'll be weakening and it moves south, however, but keep that in the back of your mind. Now, if we look at that composite reflectivity on the North American model high resolution, you can see that narrow cold frontal rain band. So this is as I'm speaking right about now, and pretty good depiction of what the Doppler was showing also. But you can see it is losing some of its punch, but it's still got a little bit of a kick to it here. And then it'll bring some of these showers as we go through tonight across the Bay Area, some snow for the Sierra Nevada, and then the next system starts to roll in here as we go on into the day Monday. And again, another round of rainfall for some of the Bay Area and some more snowfall for the Sierra Nevada as we go on in through Tuesday morning, shown here. Now, let's take a look at the thunderstorm potential here. So this is on the day Tuesday, and if I scroll through here, you'll see some of this potential pop up for some of the Northern Valley here, some of the Sierra Nevada and portions of Nevada as well as we go on in through Tuesday afternoon. But that was the only day that had any of the lightning flash density potential out there. So Tuesday, probably the best day for a thunderstorm or two. And if we look at total snow in inches on the national blend of models, let's put this into motion. You can see as we go through the afternoon and night tonight, we get a little bit of snow for the Sierra Nevada through tomorrow morning. And we get one more bump here as we go on in through the day Tuesday through Tuesday afternoon. So, it's nothing too crazy there, but it still can make things slick and winter driving conditions expected. Looking at a wider view of things here, you can see the Hawaiian Islands to the bottom left. Here's the state of California. This is 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. This is what's driving that narrow cold frontal rain band, the frontal system we're talking about right now, spreading it down the coastline, but it is weakening as it does so. Then we have the next system rolling in here as we go through the day Tuesday. Then we get this inside slider, and the Europeans been trending stronger with this system here, and more precipitation across some of the desert areas in Nevada and portions of Arizona, and the GFS has backed off. So we still got some pretty good model disagreement on what's going to unfold with that, but you can clearly see the big ridge building as we go on in through next week, which we're going to be talking about here because we have the chance to warm up depending on what this inside slider does. Now, if we take a look at Donner, I just want to again point out kind of the snow levels below pass level, and that goes through today and through tonight, and then another round here as we go through Tuesday. So heads up for that. Going across I-80, you guys know the drill, and you can see not bad right now going across I-80, and this is a little bit further down, and you can see some of this starting to show up here. This is what for this afternoon, and the snow level is right around 6,000 feet or so. Not too bad right now currently across Highway 395. Now, looking at the European, I want to show you what's coming in the extended a little bit here. So there's that system we're dealing with today. Then the next one swings through. And then we've got this inside slider dropping down here. You can see how the European wants to bring some of this precipitation to places like Las Vegas, some of the desert areas as well, and kind of spinning right over Arizona here, including California at times. So this has the potential to be quite dynamic, and there could be thunderstorm potential with that and some heavy rainfall at times. But again, the models are in poor disagreement. Like the National Blend of Models isn't even showing precipitation for that. And I'll show you that right now. Let's scroll through here and you can see the initial couple systems rolling through. And then you see the European on the left versus the national blended models on the right. And you can see the European definitely much more robust with that low setting up further west versus the national blended models, which keeps much of that precipitation over northern Arizona and New Mexico. So that'll be something interesting to watch here over the next few days for sure, because the European has some pretty good amounts showing up there at times. And if we look at the European on the left versus the GFS. So yesterday the GFS was actually showing that, but it's backed off a little bit. So you can, again, the European showing its precipitation, and the GFS much more in line with the national blended models there. Now let's take a look at the wave heights again, because I want to point this out. We've got this frontal system moving down. We're going to be increasing the wave height as we go through the day today. The Bay Area, you're going to notice the increase down the central coast, and as we go through tomorrow morning as well. And then the next system also is going to keep wave heights elevated all the way on in through Wednesday and then through Thursday, and then we get the break here, and you can kind of see the wave action just kind of dies off by the time we go towards this weekend here. We'll keep revisiting that to make sure that's the case. If we look at daily 2-meter max temperatures, now you can see the desert areas. We're starting to warm up this time of year, as you guys know, and the valley area is getting a little bit warmer as well. Kind of keeping the temperatures a little bit suppressed here with these frontal systems swinging through. But by the time we get towards Thursday, you see the warm up coming along the coastline here in the valley. And then we go to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and depending on what that upper level low does here, we might get quite warm across some areas. You can see 95 there on the max temperature, probably in Death Valley, but some areas could be getting up towards 90. Southern California 80, some 80s for the valley areas as well, Bakersfield included. Tuesday, Wednesday, you guys get the picture. 6 to 10 day, here we go with the above average signal here across much of the West Coast. 6 to 10 day precipitation, below average signal, big time here. Got that above average here. We'll see how that turns out. We're going to keep watching the models on that. Don't want to get too caught up in those details yet because we have huge model disagreement. There's the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. And then again here, kind of showing that above average across some of the Southwest, but below across Pacific Northwest down into California. But anyway, yeah, so this system rolling through today, watch out along the coastline. There's going to be some gusty winds, that narrow cold frontal rain band here rolling down the coastline. It's going to lose a lot of its punch by the time it gets towards the Bay Area, but also be ready for those winter driving conditions, and the waves are going to be increasing up and down the coastline also. And also, let me scroll ahead a little bit here. Let me grab one of these model runs really quickly, and let's do this. We're going to run the 06Z. There we are. Let's go to surface wind speed 100 meters, and let's back out a little bit here to southwest because I almost forgot to do this. Let's take a look at the offshore winds coming up. You can see the frontal system losing its punch, and then the next system rolls through here, and then we're going to turn things offshore as we go on in through the upcoming week here. But you can see the end of the European there right about Wednesday afternoon. Not really showing it too much. By the time we go into Thursday, you can see those, excuse me, those offshore winds starting to spread down Nevada and then off into California here as well. So we'll watch that. We can warm up a little bit more than what the models are saying, depending on what this upper level low is doing. So yeah, that's kind of off in the extended forecast a little bit there, but wanted to quickly point that out. But anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow. We'll break everything down, and I will talk to you guys then.